Good morning, Sunday morning. Oh, I got some boiling water over here. Boiling salted water. To start my day off right. I have given up coffee most of the time. I had some coffee yesterday and I was like, with some heavy cream in, I'm like, this doesn't taste that good. Salted water tastes better. It's weird how your tastes change, but then it's like, why drink coffee? Well, because I felt tired. I wanted a little boost. We were having people over, and the funny thing is, yeah, I felt a little boost from the coffee, but I also felt a headache. I'm not going to drink that right away. I just think it's a little funny how I'll start weighing benefits and downsides to stuff, and coffee is one of those. It's like I used to drink a lot of coffee, and now I don't necessarily need it, but I can have it if I want it. But why would you want to drink it if it's going to give you a headache? Because I want to. It's kind of the same thing for me for cheese. So I never felt better than I did on the Lion diet. I had no inflammation problems or in my wrists, or I didn't have hand pain like I've had before. When I was on the Lion diet, I felt no bloating in my stomach the whole time. And going back onto like a regular carnivore diet, I started adding in a little bit of cheese, had some cream cheese and some goat cheese, and it makes me bloated immediately. Even some pork belly, really fatty cuts of pork belly, it started messing with my stomach. And I'm like, why am I even eating this stuff if it doesn't make me feel as good as the other stuff? It's just nice to have some variation. I'm reading a book by Judy Cho, The Carnivore Cure. I'm almost done with it. And it's a great book for information, just tons of information. And if I could sum the book up, it's like everything's killing you. Everything that is produced, everything that is grown and made or that we consume, everything is trying to kill us. Everything has some kind of downside to it. Some kind of problem with it you have to be careful of, and I think that's just life. I think sometimes we forget that we're literally dying anyway. That doesn't mean you don't take your health seriously. You don't care about your health. You don't care about the health of your family, but you have to have some restraint. My wife was telling me that Dr. Ken Berry posted some story about him eating McDonald's, and I watched the little reel thing, and he ate like some McDonald's patties, and she said that people were getting upset with him for eating McDonald's. You're a doctor, how can you call yourself a doctor if you're eating McDonald's hamburger patties? And oh, by the way, those AirPods in your ears are gonna kill you. You should know all this stuff. I'm like, that may or may not be true. But has anyone ever heard, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all? That being said, people have some good tips and you just don't know, right? You just don't know, but it's a little crazy. It's a little crazy. Legalism is not cool. It always lacks context. And if you give someone a bunch of truth without love, you have neither. Truth and love always have to walk together. And on this diet, I've ran into some of that stuff. That's hot. But I really want to take my health seriously. But I don't want to be a zealot or dogmatic about it. Sure, Aaron, should I eat just the lion diet, ruminant meat, salt and water, because then your hands don't hurt at all. Cool. All right. Well, then I can never eat cheese again. Okay. Will I live? Yes, I'll live. Does it make me sad? Yes, it makes me sad. Will I get over it? Probably. But I don't see that really happening. I don't see that happening. I don't think it's necessary. But I'm really thankful that now I know what the culprit is, so I can limit it. I think we need to be careful on the way we look at our diets. We need to be very, very purposeful and serious about our diets. Take them seriously. And when it comes to other people's diets, I think we need to be really encouraging. Because I'll tell you right now, after doing the lion diet for 31 days, that challenge, and then kind of having that weekend where I let my hair down and was carnivore and felt some bloating and didn't feel my best and kind of felt like I failed, I think I learned more in that one day than I did the whole 31 days on the lion diet, because the act of failing reminded me and taught me why I was doing it in the first place. And sure, if we can get spared many sorrows, that'd be great. But that's what a journey is. A journey is filled with peaks and valleys, highs and lows. And if you don't win, you learn. I learned. And now what do I do with that information? Well, be my own advocate. Protect myself from myself, because I'm my worst enemy when it comes to my diet. Stay away from dogma. Stay away from information out of context. So I kind of go back to the basics. My goal is to not have type 2 diabetes and stick around for my family. And my goal has also been lately to get stronger too. Use all this energy that I got from this diet and put it into exercise and strength training, just so I'm stronger and more able. And it feels great. It feels great. I swear not too long ago I came up with the saying, eat meat, sleep, repeat, or eat meat, sleep, make a goal, repeat. I was adding that one in. And I saw Dr. Sean Baker with a shirt that said, eat, meat, sleep, repeat. But I would suggest the number one important thing is sleep. I would say our day always starts with sleep. Think about your day starting tonight with good rest. So sleep, eat, make a goal, repeat. It's very important. Think about it. And write me a comment down in the comment section. Why do I always stumble over that? Think about that. And what do you think about that? Our day starts the night before with sleep. All right, what am I going to cook for my kids today? Sunday dinner with Dad. Carnivore Dad. All right, I think I'm going to do kebabs. Let me grab the food. That makes no sense. I just washed my hands because there's blood on it to grab the package to show you. Wash my hands again. So I got these beef for stew packs from Costco, and there's literally blood dripping everywhere. They're $4.49 a pound, and sometimes you can get some good cuts of beef in these packs. So it's a little bit more expensive than ground beef, but it's a little bit cheaper than chuck roast. So I'm gonna sous vide these I got 2 packs. Do I need 2? This is 5 pounds. How much food can 10 people eat? I think 1 is fine. So I'm gonna sous vide these. And so here's the real decision I need to make. Do I use this silicone bag, which they work all right, or do I use the plastic ones? Well, plastic ones are not necessarily good for you, and silicone is currently. I have to throw that in there because this science is always changing. I think I'll just use it in this silicone bag. And so I'm gonna actually, it's gonna be mostly carnivore. I think I also have, I think I'm gonna put some shrimp on there too if I can. Yeah, I figured since I was gonna drain it, I might as well clean the meat off a little bit. Just rinse it off, let it drain here. So I got the meat, put it in the bag. Probably like, why are you getting a sous vide this? Those are just little chunks, just cook them real quick. Well, I tried some the other day, and the sous vide, like some of these stewed meat pieces are like super tender. Like you can see all the fat in there. It's nice. Other are a little bit tougher, but when you sous vide them for a longer period of time, it kind of breaks that down so it's nice and tender. And nice tender meat is delicious. All right, let's season this bad boy up. And I said, this is going to be carnivore-ish. Smoked, hickory smoked red mint salt, homemade. How many little things, too? That's a lot of meat. 5 teaspoons-ish. It's hard to put stuff in this. It's when you need a helper. So here's where the carnivore-ish comes in. I'm just gonna add a little bit of garlic powder, or granulated garlic. Just kind of like a little marinade. And then this is not granulated garlic. It's ground oyster mushrooms that I grew. Just a little bit of that in there. And the mushrooms and the garlic together, like you just get this kind of like earthy flavor. So it's kind of like teriyaki, but not, because teriyaki is pretty much just sugar. And a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes. Honestly, this is one of those things I'm thinking, do I need the seasoning? No, it'll probably taste delicious with the salt. But with the mushroom powder, the garlic powder, in these small amounts, a little bit of flavor. I think it's nominal. It's nominal. And it's not gonna make or break me on this diet. Not at this point. I would suggest when people try it, maybe, try to wean yourself off spices and stuff like that, just as an elimination diet, but later on, maybe try some here and there. I can't do spicy food, and I don't like the taste of black pepper anymore, but a little bit of red pepper, just so you feel a little heat in the back of your throat, is fine. And I usually get bloating that I've noticed from cheese and pork. Hear that screaming kid? All right, let's sous vide this. It is 8:30 in the morning. I have some sick kids, so probably only half of us are going to church. But sous vide machine. I wish I could set this camera up here. Look, oh, there it is. Yeah, it's not even plugged in. 130 degrees is my go-to. So with these silicone things, man, I wish I had another hand. I got these magnets. So you kind of put the bag in and hold on. Not sure if you'll see this. You put the bag in, drape it over, and put the magnets the right way over here. And that kind of holds it in there. I'll use this little thing to kind of weight it down. There's probably some Frenchman rolling over in his grave like, why do you sous vide like this? Well, that's some more Italian. So 8:30, 9 hours, 8.5, 9 hours. And that's quite a long time for that, but it'll come out nice and tender, and then we'll put them on skewers, which I need to pick up and soak. The next question is, what else do I feed my family? I could do some butter shrimp with it. We have a bunch of leftovers in here too. Maybe I'll see if there's some of that'll be an option. All right, I'll see you guys a little bit later. So I got busted throwing away all the spices because they're on top of the garbage can. And then my wife said she came over and she threw away everything that was from like 2015. It happens. But before you know it, I'll be a grandparent. I'll have crap from 30 years ago. Still good. But I was like, I asked about the taco seasoning, and we tossed the taco seasoning. She's like, I never even use that. I just use cumin. I was like, okay. Yeah. So I was like, what am I gonna do for dinner besides these kebabs for the kids? Or I got the shrimp. And I was like, do you know what? I'll get my kids a treat. Pineapple. It's not carnivore, but I'm not gonna eat it. But my kids can eat it, and I'm like assuming, like if that compared to a lot of different foods, I would choose that because it's a whole food, kind of like the whole spices. Yeah, I have to be careful. I got health problems. I got weight to lose, but some grilled pineapple, I guarantee my kids will love that. Do I feel bad? Not really. That's one good thing I've learned on this diet. Like, it doesn't really bother me that much when my family gets to eat stuff like that, because I know how well the other food is doing for me currently. And I also know that that won't break them in any way. All right, let's chop some stuff. So I got some skewers and some water, and I just realized maybe that's not enough skewers with pineapple. Maybe. I'm gonna have to clean this cutting board because I don't want this pineapple touching my meat. That'd be disgusting. So I've been thinking about being disciplined. You know, disciplined on your diet, and no discipline seems pleasant at the time. But in time, it reaps a harvest of righteousness, and that's from the book of Hebrews. But you know, you can kind of apply it to your life also when it comes to diet. You know, dieting isn't always fun. It's not always, you know, something you enjoy. It can be. You can learn to love it. You can learn to love what it produces in you, restraint and character and the will to overcome. And so I'm not healed completely, but I have found that being on the carnivore diet, it has healed a lot of the ways that I look at food, how I think about food. Let me shut this. And I get having to be super dogmatic or legalistic about something because it's a defense mechanism, because you're taking it seriously, and that, you know, and that's good. But after a while, it should produce, that discipline should produce some kind of character inside of you where you can overcome some things. And don't take this as just a license to do whatever you want. Or me talk about failure earlier. Don't take what I'm saying as just a license to fail, because if you look at it that way, you're screwed. just to say it bluntly, that's not the way you look at it. You put in the hard work, and then when you put in the hard work, you actually value what you've done. And so that discipline and the hard work changes you at the core of yourself. So you don't go back to the way you were, but you also cannot go back to the way you were, because you are now a different person. Now, can you still fail? Yes. Can you fail for a long time? Yes. But the best advice I could give you is start over. Just start over. And don't get so down that you find yourself so far away from where you were growing last. And moving forward. I got a meat satchel, I got a meat satchel, I got a satchel of meat, it's a satchel of meat. Everyone needs to get a satchel of meat. Oh yeah. Yeah, remember when I said I was doing stuff in here 1 second ago? Let's see what we got in a satchel of meat. I don't know if the malls where you lived, but I can't help but look at something like this and think, free sample? Yeah.
I did the first time trying it. I had it first time trying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like it needs seasoning. Let me taste some of this, the meat juice. Pretty good. You can taste a slight amount of garlic and mushroom. Just enough. Just to make it not 100% strict carnivore. Because maybe I'm making a point. Maybe not. Let's skewer these up. I got this bowl with this meat juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pan, little saucepan, and I'm going to pour the meat juice in there. It actually tastes seasoned pretty good right now, so I'm not going to really try to reduce it that much, but I'm going to warm it up, and I'm going to cut some butter into it. And then I'm going to take it back and put it in this bowl. And then when I'm done grilling the meat, put the meat in the bowl. Well, I don't know why I did that. I mean, till comfortably stuffed. Let's get grilling. Oh yeah, smoky hot. I have to say, that it was pretty difficult for me not to want to just pop one of those. Hold on. There. Not to want to just pop one of those pieces of pineapple in my mouth. Not because I wanted it, just because it was like you're messing with it and it's so easy just to grab like a smaller piece and just throw it in your mouth. I didn't taste it. And if I would it been the end of the world? No. Could have it created a death spiral in my life? Maybe could have. I don't think so, but you never know. So, you got to use caution in these moments. And I've seen things where you got to get all the junk food out of your house. Okay, I understand that. But I have 8 children. I guess it would be the same if I had one child. I have more to consider than just myself, or myself and my spouse. I have more to consider than that. And I've said it before, but making people essentially suffer I don't like saying that, suffer because of my health problems. I don't want them to ever feel like they're suffering because of my health problems. I want to try to portray what I'm eating as good, nutritious food. And pineapple is good enough in moderation. It's a good, nutritious food. I don't compare it to processed foods. And it's always a comparison. And don't let perfection be the enemy of good or good enough. Well, Aaron, you're not a true carnivore if you're cooking pineapple for your family. Okay? Carnivore is just a made-up thing by humans. It's just a made-up diet. And people fight over it on the internet. Cool. Just another thing to fight over. I'm not a true believer. I'm a true believer in the power of meat to heal my body. Yes, I am. 100%. I'm going to be 11 months in on this diet before you know it. I'm a true believer that meat heals. And I'm a true believer that the meat is going to actually heal me even more as we continue to go forward. Just the stronger I get, I got to be very careful about being dogmatic and legalistic. And so do you. Let's flip this fruit. As I'm flipping over this pineapple, I'm thinking, I don't want those tongs to touch my meat. The pendulum swings. Got to be very careful. All right, while I'm waiting, maybe I'll answer a couple questions or comments. I have been way behind. Can I set this camera here? I'm way behind on my comments because I've just been busy. I'm trying to come out with some content. Oh, you remind me so much of Chris Pratt. Really, the first one. Really, the first one. This is from Carnivore Kip Barbecue and Cast Iron. What's up, Carnivore Kip? Watching your videos, documenting your successes encouraged me to do the same. Unfortunately, I have a lot of weight to lose, but I am down 42 pounds since New Year's. I weighed 486 pounds New Year's. Well, good job, Carnivore Kip. So I have these days where I feel like I'm not doing anything of substance, and then I see a message like this. I'm like, how in the world am I encouraging somebody to do the same, to get in charge of their health? Carnivore Kip, yes, you could do this. I would say find Carnivore Kip. He just came out with it looks like he might have a YouTube, so check him out. Encourage him. This is on my old labs video. It says not enough fat, too much protein. Maybe, maybe not. I find my body works better with the fat. I mean, getting my fat from meat. Adding a bunch of butter to my diet does not work great for my bowels. This guy says, by the way, don't add back in carbs. This is where the LDL starts to go bad. As soon as you get the carbs back into your diet, LDL particles will get damaged again when you eat carbs and with carnivore it won't. Yes, I understand that. Yes, I understand that. But how high? And I'm not planning on adding in a bunch of carbs no matter what. I'm trying to stay under 10. Even if I go ketovore after a year on carnivore, it's still gonna be under 10. I just kind of, honestly, right now I just want to eat something from a garden that I grow. I don't care about the crap from the store or any of that. Get a cactus, or if for no other reason, having something to compare in the future. Yes, I will send that message to my doctor and see if I could get one of those. He's sending me to an endocrinologist, and we'll see what that guy says. This is from Alan Lears. I was not diabetic and didn't have glucose issues. Going carnivore and running 11 miles a day. My morning glucose is 101. Perfect. We are made wonderfully big by God. I'm zero carb and my body makes what I need. That is true. There is no essential carbs. Our bodies will make every carb we need. And I don't think my LDL being high is a problem because it's not getting glycated. Fun one. Aaron, remember to be... How do you know my real name? Oh, because I put it on the internet? Okay. Remember to be kind to yourself. It's good, just strive to be good, role model, but it sounds like you're aiming for 100% perfection 100% of the time. Imagine that. You are already doing an awesome job. Just look at how far you've come. As to blood tests, some people on carnivore have longer lasting blood cells, which enables the glucose to affect them for a longer period of time, even if the glucose levels are lower. This can cause a misleading higher HbA1c. Dr. Paul Mason discusses this in his lectures. I will see if I could find the link. See if your doc can check reticules, reticulites on your full blood count. These are young red blood cells and give you an idea of the lifespan of your blood cells. Also, high sensitivity CRP for inflammation and fasting insulin. Yes, these are all the things. Like, I wrote a list of the things, and I talked to my doctor. I was like, can we check my fasting insulin? He's like, oh, you don't need that. You're not type 1 diabetic. I'm like, okay. Ironically, 100% perfection 100% of the time is only going to be the enemy of good. Good enough. I'm thinking of a good acronym. Good enough. GFN. And it can also stand for good nutritious food. Don't anyone steal that. Rowers for shore. Since when do lions cook their food? Well, as soon as they got thumbs. Okay, now it's meat time. Nothing fancy, just a skewer of shrimp. Put these near the end here where it's not as hot. And a bunch of kebabs. Test. Oh, why does this look all washed out? This one kind of burnt off. So if the video looks different now, it's because I dropped my camera on the ground and now it's broken. Yep. Now it doesn't work. Good thing I have a spare. Actually, this is my original camera. That was my second camera that I got so my wife can do more filming. Shrimpy. It didn't even fall that far. It just barely fell, and that was that. That's life. Is that a metaphor for this video? Sometimes you don't even have to fall that far before you get broken. This camera's a lot heavier than the other one. Smashed it. I keep saying, it's all right, I'll live. Fairly annoying. All right, let's finish this off. These shrimp seem like they're not cooking, but you know what I don't like? Overcooked shrimp. All right, I'll bring in this. All right, well, I'll see you inside. I can't film and do all this. All right, Mom called everyone for dinner, but I'm not done. All right, so I got the shrimp. Bam. And all this beef. And all this burnt stick. One for the baby.
Yes.
So just the jus from the meat.
Okay.
When I cooked it, and then a stick of butter that I blended in there.
Delicious.
And then your guys' is pineapple. Make sure these tongs don't touch.
No cross contamination.
All right, let's sit down and eat. That looks not very appealing with all that meat, with all the meat juice on there. Try not to be bummed out that the camera died. So, here's my dinner. Some shrimp and some beef. Pretty good. I'm gonna be done with this before everyone even gets a plate. I realized how hungry I was. Not bad.
All right, this is really good. I feel like the meat is super tender. Most of it, I mean, and then the pineapple adds like a nice kick to it. So, very enjoyable.
But then you're not a true believer.
I don't know that I've ever claimed to be, so I mean that's fair. Oh man. Okay, so we are at subscriber count update 5,234.
Yeah.
Keeps climbing. I like it. I feel like we've gotten a lot of really good feedback on some of the last videos, and I appreciate that. It is a lot.
We're gonna finish dinner.
Yeah.
She'll be out. Hopefully this camera works.